Hello, children. Welcome to my channel, and today we will be learning about the poem Fire and Ice, which is being written by Robert Frost. So, basically, the poem revolves around the fact that the strong desires, the hatred that is growing among people, and that will cause the destruction of the world in the sense that it will ruin one's life. Okay, so let us talk about the poet's views in the poem. Okay, so going to the first stanza, some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. So, poet in the first stanza, firstly, he is talking about people's views, how what people are thinking about the destruction of the world. So, people they are thinking about the geographical factors that the world will end because of fire or because of the ice. So some people they favor fire, that the world will end because of fire, while some people say that it will end because of ice. Okay, so these are the geographical factors which people are thinking of. But what poet is thinking? Poet is symbolizing fire with the strong desires. The strong desires in the form of fire or the hatred in the form of ice will cause the destruction of the world. That those are the poet's views. Okay, so in the first stanza, firstly, poet is talking about the people's views. Then the poet is saying that he is in the favor of fire, that the world will end because of fire, because of the strong desires, the greediness, the avarice of the people. The more we try to satisfy our desires, the more they will grow and more rapidly they will ruin one's life. Here, the desires they are being taken in a negative way. How? The people they could go to any extent to fulfill their desires. They could lie, they could do any kind of bad or irrelevant work, they could harm any other people to fulfill their desire. So that is the desire which can bring about destruction. Okay, so in the first stanza, poet is favoring fire, that it will cause the destruction of the world or it could ruin one's life. Okay, now talking about the second stanza. So, but if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction, ice is also great and would suffice. So, poet is thinking that if the world it had to perish twice. Perish means to cause destruction. Okay, so if the world would be destructed twice, then the second time the ice is also great. Ice is also sufficient, a potent weapon which could cause destruction of the world. How? Ice, it is being compared with hatred, the coldness or the rigidity. That is the ice. So, how it will cause destruction? The hatred that will make people insensitive, indifferent towards others. It makes the people selfish and cruel. And in this way, ice shows its bad effects. And one more thing which you need to note is that hatred, its effects are long lasting. Unlike fire, fire in the form of strong desires, they will come quickly, they will show their effect quickly. While the hatred, it gets entrenched into people's heart. And it will gradually increase in one's heart. It will gradually increase and gradually it will show its effect. So that is the one thing which you need to note. Okay, so the second stanza is basically about the ice which is also sufficient to cause destruction. And poet is saying that if the world will be destructed twice, then the next time ice is also a potent weapon. Okay, so that was about the second stanza. Now let me tell you the poetic devices being used in the poem. Okay, so talking about the first stanza, the poetic devices being used are the alliteration. So, what is alliteration? Alliteration is the use of repeated sounds. S, W, okay, C. Some say, world will. So, that is the alliteration. Some say. So, here the alliteration is being used in two lines. That is, some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. Okay, now Moving towards the next stanza, we are having paradox in the next stanza. But if it had to perish twice, so that is the paradox. What is paradox? Paradox is a kind of a true thing which people don't believe, they find it untrue. You can see in the line, but if it had to perish twice, we can't think that the world will be destructed twice. Okay, so that is a kind of paradox. Okay, now talking about the central idea of the poem. So in this poem, what message the poet is trying to convey? The poet is trying to tell us that we need to spread love amongst our society, among people. We need to be kind, compassionate, considerate. That those are the things which will make our life happy. To nurture the mankind, these are the things which are required. Okay, so if we will spread hatred, if we will try to fulfill our strong desires by whatever extent possible, then that will surely cause destruction of the world. So to prevent these things, we need to spread love among people, we need to be kind towards them. So that is how we could prevent destruction though. So that is about the central idea of the poem, and that was all about the poem. Thank you everyone, and if you liked my explanation, please like my video and do subscribe to my channel. Thank you everyone.